Hi, I'm Shane from Peak City Gym, and today we're going to go over a few of our favorite push-up variations. Our first push-up variation is going to be our incline push-up. So it's important to remember that a push-up is still a total body exercise. We have to maintain internal pressure by squeezing the glutes and bracing the core. When I set up for my push-up on whatever object I have in front of me, I'm going to have my wrists right under the shoulders, a straight line from the shoulders down to the ankles, and again, I'm squeezing the glutes hard and bracing my core. As I lower myself down, the bottom of my sternum is what's in line with the bar. I have a nice arrow position, my head being the tip of the arrow and my elbows being the sides of the arrow. And I'm making sure that my hips and shoulders are moving at the same time, both when I'm going down and coming up. And that's our incline push-up. Our second variation of push-up is just a normal push-up. So we're going to get down on the ground. Again, we have our wrists right under the shoulders. I'm squeezing the glutes, bracing the core, making sure that I have an arrow position between my head and my elbows. My hips and shoulders are moving at the same time. I'm going nice and slow and controlled with my body moving as one unit the entire time. Our third variation of push-up is going to be our eccentric push-up. So in this case, we're going to be going very slow on the lowering phase and then normal speed on the way up. So we set up in the same exact way we did for our normal push-up, wrists under the shoulders, squeeze the glutes, brace the core. Now in our Peak City Gym membership, we typically go 5 count on the way down, come right back up, normal speed. Still maintaining that arrow position, still maintaining tension in my core, squeezing my glutes. And again, 5 count on the way down, normal speed on the way up. And that's our eccentric push-up. One of the more advanced variations of push-ups that we like to do here is called our yoga push-up. And you can do this on the bar or an elevated surface like we did our incline push-up, but I'm going to show it to you here on the floor. So we're going to set up just like we would a normal push-up, having our wrists under the shoulders, squeeze the glutes, brace the core. I come down, hips and shoulders moving together at the same time. When I get to the top, though, I'm pushing my hips up towards the ceiling, my heels towards the floor, and my biceps become parallel to my ears. I return back to my starting position and repeat. And that's our yoga push-up. Another advanced variation of push-up is our Spider-Man push-up. Now this is really going to get the core in a couple different ways. The main way is going to be through anti-rotation. You'll see what I mean in just a second. So we're going to set up down in our regular push-up position again. Now as I go down, I'm bringing one knee up towards the same side elbow, trying to keep my shoulders and my pelvis square to the ground the whole time. Again, hips and shoulders got to move at the same time. I'm still building that internal tension through my core, but obviously I'm not able to squeeze my glutes on that one. All right, and that is our Spider-Man push-up. Our third variation of advanced push-up is our med ball push-up. So here we're getting a little bit more of an anti-rotational core component. We're going to get down into a normal push-up position, but one hand is going to be on the medicine ball or elevated surface. The other hand is going to be down on the floor. Squeezing the glutes, bracing the core. We're lowering ourselves down. You'll feel a little extra stretch in the pec of the side that has the hand on the ball because you have a little extra range of motion there at the bottom. We're keeping everything square to the floor, maintaining that internal tension, and typically we'll do 5 or 6 each side in our semi-private classes here. And that's our med ball push-up. All right, some of our most advanced push-ups or push-up variations that we do here are with the slider. Now these are seldom done because you really have to make sure that your shoulders are healthy before we start doing these. The first one though is called our body saw push-up. So we're going to set up like a normal push-up. One hand is going to be on the slider, one hand in contact with the floor. Now usually I have my feet together when I'm doing push-ups, but in this case we're going to spread our feet just a little bit, about shoulder width apart. Now I'm still squeezing my glutes, still bracing my core, and as I lower myself down, I'm reaching out with the hand that's on the slider my hips and my shoulders are moving together, both when I'm lowering myself and coming back up. Now it's imperative we keep that core braced to make sure we're protecting our spine. And that's our body saw push-up. Our second slider push-up variation that we have is going to be our push-up fly. So in this case, I'm going to set up in that push-up position with my feet about shoulder width apart. Now in this case, instead of reaching out in front of me, I'm going to reach straight out to the side and then pull right back in. So notice my weight is not shifting as my hand reaches out. All of my weight is really on the arm that's still in contact with the ground. All right, hips and shoulders are moving together on the way up and the way down, and that's our push-up fly. All right, our final variation of slider push-ups. We like to call this one the Miyagi push-up. So we're going to be waxing on and waxing off. We're setting up in our push-up position. Again, our feet spread, maybe a little wider than shoulder width apart on this one. One hand on the slider. We're going to go in a big circle as we come down. And then the opposite way for 5 on each side. And that's our Miyagi push-up.